Let's talk about webinar engagement and why Jerry Seinfeld gets it. Webinar engagement is one of the most used terms by webinar professionals. It's critical to understanding and applying webinar engagement in order to be effective as a webinar presenter. But it's an overused term and I'm not sure that everyone understands it. This month, all month of September, I'm going to be talking about webinar engagement in my videos and in my training articles. And today we're going to set the scene by explaining why webinar engagement is so important, and Jerry Seinfeld is going to help us. Let's get started. After finishing school, I was very lucky. I got to go to law school. In fact, I was doing a combined degree of law and economics at the prestigious University of Queensland. Great school, loved it. But the law lectures? Not so good. I ended up completing half a law degree, but it was really hard work. And that was really because of the lectures and the lecturing style. Now, I'm sure it's improved a lot in the last 20 plus years, but back then, basically the lecturer hopped up in front of a huge auditorium of students, wrote some cases up on the whiteboard or the blackboard as the case might have been, and then proceeded to lecture to us from behind the lectern for 2 to 3 hours. They'd give us a break in the middle. But it was dull and it was dry, and there were very few questions to the students, and being so many students there, we weren't engaged in any way. We were just there, we were captive prisoners watching this lecture happen before us. It wasn't fun and it didn't suit my learning style in particular. And the old days at the law school, I see them a lot. I have flashbacks in webinars that I go to. Think back to the last webinar that you participated in as a participant, not a presenter of course, but as a participant, the last webinar that you watched. Did it capture your attention? Was it engaging? Did you feel as though there was a two-way flow of information? Or was it just like the law lecturers? Was it dull? Was it boring? Did it make you do this? Now for my friend Liz at Ember Solutions, she teaches and helps people with social media here in Australia. And for Liz, it's all about engagement. And that's regarding social media. It is the same with respect to webinars. You want to create engagement. You don't want people snoozling. You don't want them checking Facebook. You don't want them browsing web pages. You want them focused on your webinar. You want to keep them entertained, amused, focused on what you're doing. And if that's not happening for you, that's not a good sign. Your participants really should be engaged with you. And in some of the webinar software programs now, you can see that level of engagement. There are various metrics that you can see during the webinar or sometimes after the webinar that show you how activated and how engaged your participants are in your webinar. Check those metrics. Look at them to see what is happening. Are you getting a little bit of this action? Or are you getting something like this? This is so boring. Look, put simply, engagement is about creating that two-way interaction. It's about you as a presenter having a focus on your participants, not about you. It's not about you being the big star up the front, explaining concepts and lecturing. It's about getting involvement from your participants. And it's that involvement that pays them respect and homage and shows that you care about what they think and what they're learning, not just what you think. So next time you do your webinars, think about these items. Create that engagement, create some joy, create some interaction. Get your participants involved. And as Jerry Seinfeld would teach you, make it fun. Not like this. So what is it exactly that Jerry Seinfeld says? I've copied the quote down on my blog today on the training article where this video is housed. So I urge you to click the link directly below this video to go to my webpage and have a look at the quote from Jerry. And paraphrasing what he says, it's pretty simple. He says, if you keep people entertained, they will keep watching. And webinars are like that. If you keep people entertained, if you keep them engaged, if you keep communicating them with them and opening up that two-way street, not just making it all about you and not you doing all the talking all the time, but have activities and polls and chats and active engagement strategies to keep your participants engaged and interested in your webinar, then you're going to have success. They're going to have much more fun if they're engaged, if they're having fun, and if they're awake. So I wish you great luck in applying the strategies that we're going to be going through over the next month. Take them all in, apply them. I guarantee you that if you pick up on some of the key ideas and the action steps I give you over the next month, that your webinar presentations are going to soar. So good luck in that journey. Let me think about that for a few hours. Over the last few weeks, I've been telling you about the Webinars survey. The Webinars survey is still in operation. Just go to webinarssurvey.com and you'll have a chance to participate in the survey. It takes very little time, just a few minutes. And in that few minutes, you'll be asked some questions about your favorite webinar software, your favorite webinar presenters, and your favorite webinar training resources. And the good news, the best news of all, is that by providing that information and participating in that survey, you will get all that information coming back to you at the conclusion of the survey about what everyone else thinks. And you'll know what the favorite software, presenters and resources are, and you'll be able to benefit from that information. Also, there's some free gifts and prize entries just for participating. So to take advantage of that, go to webinarssurvey.com. It's only open for a limited time. If it's not open at the time that you go and visit it, if you're watching this video at a later stage, you'll have a chance to go on a waiting list to participate in the next round. So webinarssurvey.com, there's a link below, there's a link up there, participate and enjoy. As always, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and have an awesome day. Presenters, here comes one big tip on how to control your webinar fear.